some idea of what would be appropriate, what works elsewhere, what your experience is there. Because otherwise we're just sort of shooting in the dark.
If I can speak from a company perspective, our hawking and our staffing becomes more of a customer service discussion than it does a point of distribution. It's taking a section, deciding how much demand is there,
right,
because we believe that guest is going to get up either way and go and get a beverage. So it really becomes a product of ratios and staffing, and it varies widely. We have 70% of the MBA in the leisure restaurant portfolio, and one marina behaves very differently than another. So it really is customized, and I can't emphasize enough, and support some of Julie's comments. We customize the business to the local facility, to the...
So what range could we reasonably expect? Because I presume you're not...
I think you're in a 1 walker for 200 to 300 person range as a general industry guideline.
90 to 180.
If for every 300 people, there could be one person vending beverages, hot dogs, peanuts.
So something in excess of 100, I think, probably not exceeding 200.
Right, and just to clarify, they all won't be serving alcohol. So it's a ratio. So.
Right.
Joe, you can answer a lot of questions about specifics that presumably these people know more than you do. So what I'd be more curious about is you running 85 buildings, or you have run 85 buildings. Do you have, two-part question, do you have any violations pending against any of those facilities for improper sale of liquor? And have you had any within the last 5 years?
Great question. I can speak certainly for the venue that I came from. Again, I was there for 5+ years. As far as infractions, there were none that were put against us or went any further. In fact, we have a phenomenal working relationship with the local police department, with the energetic precinct. Excuse me, I came from Staples Center and the Nokia Theater out in Los Angeles.
We've been in business for 35 years. As Rob said, we have 85 venues. We serve probably in excess of 50 million people a year, and we believe our record to be exemplary.
I can attest there are no violations at the USDA. I would be aware of that. I've also would be aware if there was any issues with Levy. I'm not saying that there was no violation of 85, how many 50 million people serve. I'm not saying that they are perfect, because that's impossible. But there's nothing there glaringly wrong. There's nothing there. There's nothing to say that they're not a stellar operator.
So, Mr. Steve, if I could just follow up. I know you haven't filed an application yet, but if you were to file it tomorrow, it would be completed to say there are no violations pending against this entity as of the filing to the extent of your knowledge today?
We would indicate that in our application. To be quite honest with you, we filed a community notification on March 27th. We were forbidden to file it in the New York State Liquor Authority until the 27th of April, and we did want to have a meeting with the community beforehand.
I've got 2 more people from the committee that have questions, and then if there are more questions from the committee, I'd like to give the people a chance to speak from the community.
Just to put this to bed once and for all, at your largest event, how many people will you have selling alcohol in?
It would depend on the specific event, quite frankly, and
what is the maximum? What is the maximum that you do?
I apologize. I don't think that I'm prepared to answer the question with quantity that would be.
Quick comment and a question. First thing, I agree with the other members of the community that there should at least be some kind of scanner available to staff, because he can match up perfectly with who you're seeing, but it could still be a good thing. I usually way to verify that as a question. But
notices, probably announcing future games, shows, and what have you. Have you ever, would you be willing to sort of do public service announcements to try to protect the neighborhood? Because I don't have much doubt that you can run your facility well. I'm concerned about its impact on a predominantly residential neighborhood. And while, you can't be responsible for what people do 2 hours later, I think can influence it, if ever so slightly, by just putting up, goodbye, have a good night, be safe, be considerate of our neighbors, and just